All right, guys. Oh, yeah, I do have my mic open, right? That's good. I was really hoping that I have done this all correctly. Right, well, welcome to our, I guess, really unexpected and really cool transit race or delivery madness race. Well, we'll be going around the very big and very cool street circuit of Seattle. And let's just notificate everyone that we are live, that we are ready to rumble. Get shareable rink. There you go. Boom, boom, boom. Right, and we can switch over to our game capture, where I am literally just sitting inside of a BMW. Because for some reason they chose that car as the the little streaming car. But we can press drive and go away. Oh, actually, hold on, guys. I completely forgot to do one thing. I first have to do yeah, I have to switch one thing. One thing. Bear with me. It's been a while, okay? I've been away on a little trip. Now we're back. Yeah, there you go. CSP low end. And we can just deactivate all of this. Actually, no, we're fine. We're fine. We are absolutely golden. Get this show on the road as quick as possible. OMG. I gotta launch the game. Boom, we're on. Don't you even worry about it. We are. I'm definitely certified to do this. Right. Seattle. There's the join link, but it won't let anybody in if you're wondering. Alright, we've got a couple people on now. We can activate all of our beautiful things. Oop, that is free cam. For frick's sake, guys. I am certified to do this. Trust me. Trust me, I know what I'm doing. Let's just go back to the waiting screen while we do this. I definitely know what I'm doing. Let's just disable some stuff. Appearance. It should be an appearance. I know what I'm doing. Alright, meanwhile I'm doing this, I can ask you how your day has been. Obviously that is a very needed question to ask. Like I feel like that's what everybody forgets to ask. It also just helps, you know, chat to be a bit more live instead of just being a dead, complete dead source of nothing. Whistles the McDonald's theme song intensely. It's interesting. Right, you know what? Let's show the drivers' names. But there you go. We won't see any of those messages. And let's just hide all of that. We don't need it. I feel like half of this. Miscellaneous system. Now we don't need any of this. But we can do this. And we can do that. Bosch, beam, bomb, launch game, join. It's been quite alright, yeah, well, that's great to hear. How was your day, Mr. Commentator? Well, that's actually been interesting. I've been looking forward to this. I've came back from Belgium just yesterday. Well, it was a massive trip. Belgium and France. As we get on the server and we already see people spinning around. Well, I don't really want to be in my own car. There we go, look at this. Finally. We can get on with what we were supposed to do, which is looking at these cars. And what is this camera? Oh, there we go. Now we got Camille Taha currently. Behind him is Geir Arksan. I think that's their name, Geir Arksan. Well, great. I can't even see the things behind me. Great. Oh, that's so helpful. Stares blankly at starting soon screen. Oh no! Thank you for letting me know. There we go. Again, I am totally qualified to do this. Right, we got Mr. Fowles driver who set a 2:49.0. We have seen more, don't know, faster times. Let's just. That is not. Where's auto camera? Don't want to be blasting that I'm using auto camera, but I am. That is the wrong thing. Right, let's just get off that. Nice. Somebody already has a lot of damage. Alberto Ramirez, he is in the pit. We got Dominik Kuzniewski driving the Royal Mail livery. Very beautiful, may I say so myself. Anton Galmetzer also starting their flying lap. Adrian Weaver currently first in the overall split with a 248.1. That is a really great lap time. Fowles driver currently trying to get towards the top, but he's 7/10 or 8/10 off Adrian Weaver. Adrian Weaver, we've seen him on the Green Hell event. He wasn't, you know, he wasn't like showing any really great performance, but this time you can absolutely see he is shining in these vans. So well done to him. Camille Taha, I saw him do a 240, I think a 249 on the practice server. Right now a 250.8 is all that he can do. Derek Albest on his outlap. As more people should come and join now. We got Geyer Axlin, who's set a 242. And there you go, Camille Taha sets a 247.8. That is an amazing lap time. He might even complete this race before the timer runs out, so that will be absolutely amazing. Jay Trimmer set in a 253.0. Everybody so far is pretty close together. Because if you remember from our Nordschleifer race, there was a massive gap between first and second as Martin Ducon fights Geyer Axlin in the practice session, actually. And Anton Galmetzer just coming across the bend. Come on, Trimmer, I've got money on this. Well, your man is over here. Or woman, I have no clue. In the DHL livery. Very beautiful. As a British person, I do like that. Greetings, 47.8. That's really fast. Yeah, it is very, very quick. Like, I've not seen people do that for a while. Because I have never seen anybody try the transits on here. We got Lazio Sabo. Set in a 316. I think that was definitely an outlap. Because that's a long way away from the times ahead of him. Jay Trimmer still out there. Look at the sector times, possibly. Yeah, currently not doing anything special. Of course, it's showing... it's showing where I am, but it's not showing anybody else as we see what looked like Martin Ducon in the wall. I don't know the circuit, but I shall try my best, says Jerome Cassia. That's Martin Ducon in his police livery for transit. Just tries to muscle his way towards the top. Do be careful of this guy, because... oh, there we go. Jerome Cassia in the pit right now. AJ and Weaver still trying to set a better lap time, but it seems like they've had a spin. They're on a 4-minute or 5-minute lap time right now. Jerome currently still sitting in the pits. And for some reason it really likes them, because it keeps on switching over to them. 247, not too bad. These vans are so much fun around here, says Camille Taha. Well, it's definitely a lot of fun looking at them as well. Geyer Axlin in the pits. Just cooling down a bit before they have to go over to the qualifying session, where we can have a look at the wheel. And we can have a look at maybe Jay Trimmer. On their fast lap. And it is practice over right now, but these people are still doing their laps. Geyer Axlin looks like he's going to try and move, but I don't think he will. Fowles driver sets another fast lap time of a 2:48.9. Adrian Weaver sets a 48.1. I think those are actually old times. Martin Ducon. He's over 3.5 seconds slower than our leader in terms of the first split. Had too much fuel in my car, says Fast Driver. Well, there we go. J Trimmer, I promise, if you win this, Vgtr will love you forever and ever. I feel like I'm not understanding the background of this. Vgtr will love you forever and ever. I feel like, yeah, I'm not in on some sort of action over here. No, I'm not. Yeah, seems like I've guessed that one quite easily. But most people now coming into the pits. Now we see the top-down view of the pit lane. Anybody else actually on track? Yes, they are. Dominik Kuźniewski is on the track. Adrian Weaver's on the track as well, alongside J Trimmer. And he's actually gone into the pits. Go Adrian Weaver, he's going to set a... Well, come on, let's have a look. He sets a 250.0. It's not bad. It's not great either if he wants to have a chance on winning this. Hit Control I to disable the names. Watch the Nords race afterwards. You need some abs. Well, I could... Oh, that is the racing line. I'll Control L, maybe. Yes, there we go. I think I've got a nice amount of abs. I'm not sure. Maybe I do need a bit more. But I also don't want to clutter the stream at all. I want it to look very nice and very clean. Kind of like our ACC streams as well. Track map. That is a good one, actually. I feel like I had it, but I just did not want to put it on. Right, we are now on to qualifying. So we see 12 people on the track. Don't count me in because I'm not racing. Right, we are just waiting now, it looks like. There is just a bit of a 1 minute 30 countdown and weight limit for whatever reason. So, yeah, what are the predictions? Who's gonna take first place? No, pole position. Let's count for pole position first. I feel like Camille Taha being just over 4 seconds, no, just over 3 seconds, no, 3/10 quicker than P2. I feel like they might get pole position. Fowles Driver might surprise us with something if he decides to, I don't know, put less fuel in. If we get Fulvio Phoenix, I know that they're really quick. We've had them for the MX5 race. Oh no, they actually signed out. That's good, because they're nuts. They're really quick. And we can also have a look if Silver Wolf is here. Yes, they are. There we go. Silver Wolf is here. is what we like to see. Tire pressures, any guesses? Nope. Nobody has any guesses. Right. It is now qualifying time. We are going to get underway with Laszlo Szabo. And then you see a lot of people just queuing up for their qualifying runs. Martin Ducon being the police officer, or at least the police livery. We'll see some order on the track. Hopefully no bumping from them. Fowles driver with the FedEx livery. Probably will be last now, because their delivery services are horrendous. But look at that queue. Or at least like a little train of vans. I feel like that's going to be kind of the theme of today's race and the theme of today's event. It's just going to be people slipstreaming each other and overall trying to get ahead of each other and then crashing into each other. Because these vans don't have great brakes. They're not supposed to be raced. As we see Fowles driver already making a move on Martin Ducon. Gonna get a fine for that. That is a very cheeky move. Down the inside of the police van. And look at that. There's like 6 vans over there. Martin Ducon getting completely harassed by the 2 vans behind him as well. Yeah, I'm not sure if these guys understand that there is over 20 minutes of qualifying, and they're all packed together. So if one of them spins and crashes, everybody's lap times are over. As they disobey the traffic light law, and Alberto Ramirez goes down the inside of absolutely everybody. Martin Ducon is now last in this pack, and hopefully that will give him the most amount of slipstream. At least if slipstream even works in the vans. Camille Taha just leading the way over here. And actually, I think this is going to be our first flying lap. So how about we disable auto camera and have a great look on the TV camera. Is there any good TV cameras? It's only one TV camera, alright. Hopefully it's a good one. Making through the very bumpy section. I think if anybody's been watching my content recently, they've seen a lot of... Actually, no, there was 2 videos of the Seattle circuit. One where a Formula 1 car spins, and another one where Formula 1 cars just go over the barrier on the bouncy part of this track. And it was... yeah, it's not great in very quick cars. But it's a lot of fun in regular 80 kilometer per hour cars. They're genuinely not that quick at all. Camille Taha is speeding down the intersection of the street circuit in Seattle. He's just got over 40 seconds to do of this lap. Through the very tight chicanes he goes, carrying hopefully full throttle through everything, going approximately 60 kilometers per hour. Fastest cars I've ever seen. Yeah, no, they are blink and you miss them. As he carries the most amount of momentum through that corner, through the Ronex corner. And auto camera completely failing me as he goes flat out through the final chicane, not hitting any curbs, not hitting any walls, I mean. And very quick down the straight he goes. What will this lap time be? It will be a 2:46.5. Camille Taha absolutely destroying some of the records on this track. A 2:46. And will they go quicker? Through the first corner, through the first hairpin they go. Their last time out, it was a 56 point something. Their first sector. As you see, Geyer Axland setting a 2:48.1. Adrian Ramirez setting a 2:48.6. Val's driver setting a 49.1. So a lot of people going much slower than Camille Taha. Camille Taha, will they improve on their first sector? They did a 56.1. They go worse by just 0.05 of a second. Right, the second sector is probably the one that counts a lot in this track. Will they be able to collect the time? It's definitely with these cars, it is all about momentum. It's not about acceleration or the braking. It's about how much momentum you carry through each corner. So if you can't do that, then it is really pretty much game over. But Camille Taha, so far, looking like the strongest driver out on track, with just over 1.5 tenths up on Geyer Axland. And this isn't going to be Camille's fastest lap, as he nearly gets into the wall. He's just over a second slower on this lap. But yeah, Camille Taha just 1.6 seconds up on P2, sitting in a pretty comfortable provisional pole position. Unless, of course, Val's driver can do anything about it. He's got a hungry Royal Mail truck behind him. And we're waiting to see what sort of lap time he does this time out. Yeah, whoever's behind him is going to give him a... they're going to the wall. That's what they're going to do. They're going to go straight into the wall. Right, Val's driver. They're going to come across the line in just under 10 seconds now. What will it be for the very quick driver on Nürburgring? It's going to be a 2:49.7, which puts them 4th on the grid. For some reason, there's been a lot of people going off. Right, Jay Trimmer, they're back on the track. Setting a 2:54.4. Alberto Ramirez, on the other hand, setting a 2:48.6. Actually, do I have the config set very well? Jerome Kasia setting a 2:51.8. And Yanis Kling setting a 3:06.0. Adrian Weaver setting a 2:50.9, and Jerome Cashier sitting at a 251.8. Where has Alberto Ramirez gone? Oh, they're in the pits. You can see them just over the horizon. Right, who is that? Must have been Jay Trimmer. No. It was Dominic Kuzniski. Right, Alberto Ramirez setting a 248.6, which is still not enough to get him to pole position or even one place ahead into P2. I think my pole is safe. Yeah, well, Camille Taha, I think your pole is indeed safe. Unless Geyer Axlin sets a beautiful lap this time. I don't know, he doesn't. He's already 8/10ths behind. Martin Ducon, what can they do? They are on their final sector, it looks like, as they pass under the traffic lights and onto the biggest straight, onto the longest straight of this circuit, into a massive braking zone. Yeah, over 6 seconds slower than Camille Taha on this lap for Martin Ducon. DHL hire me, yeah. It is a beautiful lap, you say. Alberto Ramirez just trying to get quicker. Geyer Axlin, I was saying that he had a very slow lap, but actually he set a 247.5, so that is just over a second slower than Camille Taha. But Camille Taha should be starting to shake in their boots a bit, because they might have a little bit of a competitor. Martin Ducon flying over the curbs, very close to the wall. This is going to be a definite improvement on their last best lap. And it is going to be a 256.9. It's not enough to get him up to P10. But it is definitely good enough for a good improvement. Right. We had Dominic Kushneski just setting a 250.5. Janis Klink setting a 253.2. Which relegates Martin Ducon to currently P12, which is apparently last. As Derek Albest actually decided to withdraw. Alright, can Martin Ducon improve at least on this lap? Oh, he's only 3 seconds behind Camille Taha in the first sector. That might put him up to be a 249. But he hits the wall and he spins. That is not going to help Martin Ducon out at all. And he teleports straight to the pits. Jay Trimmer, they need an improvement. Improvement of just over 1 second to get ahead of Janis Kling. Go El Sabo. Setting a 248.7, promoting themselves to 4th place. Final sector now. That lap was good, but I downshifted too early, so my wheel locked. Oof. Yeah, that is definitely not what you want to do. J Trimmer, will they set a better lap time than their 2:54? And it is going to be... it's just not going to be an improvement. Not this time out. J Trimmer has just probably 2 laps to go. In order to improve their lap. Geyer, excellent. Are they going to be able to be better than Camille Taha on this first sector? 56.1 is the one to beat. And it looks like they're going to be just 9/10 slower than Camille Taha. Adrian Weaver gets a 2:49.1, promotes himself to 6th place. Second sector now, as they're going to be approaching the 2 traffic lights. Probably the longest straight that we can feel, because it takes these vans a while to speed up. And he's already 1.8 seconds slower than Camille Taha this lap out. He's got a lot of damage on his car, may I say, so doing pretty well. And he hits the wall again. Geyer Axlin hitting the wall. Alright, 2 minutes 50 left of this qualifying session. Whoever's going to be starting their laps now, I'm going to have just under 1 lap to go. And Geyer Axlin, they set a very uncharacteristic 2:49.8. And we can go have a look at somebody else. Janis Kling in their DHL livery in the second sector now. They also got what looks like... No, it's not J Trimmer. It's not. There's so many people with the stupid Royal Mail livery. Who is that? Unknown. Oh, Alberto. Why are so many people choosing the DHL livery? Well, Janis Kling is stuck behind an interesting, like, 50-second DHL. Royal Mail livery. That was Anton Galmetzer in front of Janis Kling. 5 minutes till quali end. Yep. And will we see an improvement from Janis Kling? From a 2:53 to maybe a better of a 2:52.7. It's an improvement, but not enough to get them ahead of Jerome Cashier, who set a 2:51.8. And ooh, squeaking, just drifting. Look at that. Beautiful bit of drifting by Jerome Cashier. Just 2.4 seconds slower than Camille Taha this lap. And drifting again. Look at the beautiful drifting skills. Hitting the wall, but that doesn't matter. That was masterclass by Jerome Cashier. And are they going to do it again? Into the next corner. Oh, no they don't. They slow down. Do it for the vine, Jerome Cashier. Do it for the vine. They are chasing the, like, 67th Royal Mail truck. And are they going to drift through this corner as well? No, they don't. Alright. Unlucky for me, then. 1 minute now. Yep, it is actually over. It's going into overtime. Couldn't set one clean lap. Well, you've still set a decently good lap time of a 252.7. And oh, Jerome Cashier getting very close to the Royal Mail truck. Very, very close. And El Sabo actually sets a 247.0 on their final lap, on their final run, which promotes them onto the front row alongside Camille Taha. Everybody else pretty much in the pits now. Adrian Weaver also getting in the pits. Dominic Kushneski going to be slowing down soon. Yanis Kling coming across their pit stop. And Martin Ducon and everybody else also in their pits. Well, it was very nice. Hopefully the race start will be very great, but I'll leave you just for a bit with oh yeah, look at that. With some silence, or maybe you can talk amongst each other. I really doubt that works great on the internet, but I just need to pop down somewhere for just a minute. Right, well that took a bit of time. And also you pronounce my name Kuchniski. Alright. I wonder where that's from. Kuchniski. Ah, it's Polski. It's from Poland, right? Well, that's great. We'll be pronouncing their name correctly. Right, look at us. We're on the track, and look at me, the lonely BMW in the mist of all of the vans. Now, I will be going back to the pits. Don't you worry. I'll be going back to the pits when I'm allowed to. Yeah, as you can see, I can't do anything right there. But our starting grid will be very nice. We've got Camille Taha starting from pole position for one of their first, for the first times, actually, I feel like. And alongside them is our man Salzbo. As we're gonna come back to the pits and then come straight back to the start of the race. Right, let's pop straight away. No, auto camera on, please. Right, there we go. Right, we are with Fouls Drive, and people are already going absolutely everywhere. I don't care about the penalty, really. Into the first corner we go now. Camille Taha is currently leading the way. And, oh, actually, no. Adrian Ramirez takes a dive bomb into the first corner. And there's already people going completely into each other. We got Martin Ducon in the wall. Fouls Driver also involved in that. Camille Taha, they're going to be alongside with Alberto Ramirez, and Alberto Ramirez goes sideways straight into the wall. Camille Taha now is going to be under pressure from Jerome Cashier. Jerome Cashier actually takes the lead before they get to the next couple of corners. Camille Taha is going to be under a lot of pressure from El Zabo and Asian Weaver as they come into the top of the hill. Camille Taha, don't know why, but they're only a yellow truck and not a DHL truck. Jerome Cashier, though, got an absolute great start to the race. And Alberto Ramirez is currently very far behind. Martin Ducon just trying to overtake Geir Axlin going into the next couple of corners. And they're actually going to be going 3 wide with Jerome Cashier, who for some reason is now behind everybody. And look at how much they're all slowing down. Oh, this is an absolute mayhem, can I say. Jerome Cashier, he's been caught. Oh, and he's turned around and there's more carnage behind him. Or in front of him. Adrian Weaver was involved in that one. And Jerome Cashier went from 0 to hero to 0 again. As Adrian Weaver is now going to be trundling behind Alberto Ramirez and Jerome Cashier just in front of them. Right, Fouls Driver, he is in some action, may I say. Camille Taha taking the lead again. But look at all of these guys. Fouls Driver ahead of Alberto Galmetzer. I think that's... yeah, Anton Galmetzer, my bad. And Martin Ducon just in front of all of them in his police livery. Jerome Cashier trying to send it down the inside of the corner. And who will be letting off the gas before they get to the chicane? They're going to be trying to go 3 wide into the chicane. Jerome Cashier is going to be on the outside. He's going to be forced into the wall from what I could see. And yes, he does. And they're actually flipping. Oh, no. No, 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 no. Fouls Driver was on 2 wheels. Jerome Cashier now with Adrian Weaver. All in absolute mayhem. They went airborne. They absolutely did. And Martin Ducon is going to be suffering from so much damage. Well, I'll say a lot of damage, but I feel like these vans don't really care how much damage you have. But that does promote Dominik Kuczniewski into 3rd place in the podium positions. Which is great for them as Janis Kling overtakes Geir Axlin into the uphill section of this track. And Janis Kling, remember, they haven't had any practice prior to this race. And already doing a very great job of keeping up with the crowd as Geir Axlin in the background. He is spinning. Oh, he just about catches it. He's got Martin Ducon on his rear now, and he's going to be overtaking him. He's got now Jay Trimmer, the man who's been cheered on by Zach in the YouTube section. Jay Trimmer now, he's going to be trying to go down the inside of Martin Ducon as he already overtook Geir Axlin. Geir Axlin, he's going to be rubbing doors with Anton Galmetzer. as they go too wide and two pairs. Actually, no, Gyro Axland trying to gain some slipstream going into this next corner. Jay Trimmer, he's going to be on the inside of Martin Ducon, but decides to be a bit safer, and that is going to pay off very well for him, as Martin Ducon absolutely overcooked it into the next corner and lets Jay Trimmer through, which also sets Anton Galmetzer for a great overtake on Jay Trimmer. For some reason, Alberto Ramirez, oh no, they went into the pits, and that promoted him into first somehow. Right, we can have a look at Dominik Kuczynski fighting with Janis Klink for 4th place. There we go, Kamil Taha just reclaiming their position. Currently fastest lap is a 2:47.2 set by Laszlo Slabo. Had a freeze in the chicane. Well, please stop talking in the chat. You're racing. You really need to be concentrating on that. You're like Mattis, always talking in the middle of a race. Right, let's have a look at this group. Look at them. Just ahead, it's Gyro Axland with Jay Trimmer and Anton Galmetzer all behind them. Currently completed 3 laps of this 15-lap race. It'll be approximately a 40 to 50 minute race, so should be plenty of time for great overtakes, as Gyro Axland seems to be going for an overtake on Jay Trimmer, and he executes that very well. Puts himself in the wall though, and Anton Galmetzer now overtakes him for 5th place. Gyro Axland, though, is not going to like that one bit, and he's going to go down the inside of Anton Galmetzer. Jay Trimmer absolutely sending Anton Galmetzer into the wall, and that is set off a little bit of a chain reaction, as Martin Ducon in the background spinning, trying to avoid making a bigger scene off that. Absolute dirty racing from Jay Trimmer. But it is what you have to do in this sort of racing, where, you know, pressure is an all-time high. Your windscreen's broken, and you're going about 70 kilometers per hour. You can't really gain on acceleration. So if you look like you have the move done, then you kind of have to commit to it, and that is what Jay Trimmer has done. And I do say that was an interesting move by him. But M. Failsdriver is now on his back as they head into the chicane. Now, will he be listening to my advice? Will he be going down the inside? No, he doesn't. But he might think that Jay Trimmer has had a worse exit than him. That is not the case. Jay Trimmer has actually got a much better exit than Failsdriver onto the finish straight. And let's have a look behind them. Jerome Cashier, we remember him. He was once first, then fell back down so much. And now he's trying to gain that position, giving a bit of a cheeky flash to Martin Ducon, as they're going to be heading into the uphill section of this track. Jerome Cashier trying to go around the outside of Martin Ducon. That causes Martin Ducon to go pretty wide and hit the wall. Now they're going to be bouncing over these bumps of Seattle. I feel like a lot of the parcels inside of these vans are not going to be as they were supposed to be. You leave J Trimmer alone, Mr. Commentator. Well, I'll see what I can do. It was definitely an interesting way of overtaking somebody, but oh, Martin Ducon into the wall. Now he's going to give Jerome Cassia an easy way around the outside and down the inside of him. And you can't actually see anything. Look at that. Windscreen is broken. Says clean me on the background, but I feel like nobody's going to do that anytime soon. Alright, Fouls driver. Very close to J Trimmer. Last time out, J Trimmer was fighting with Fouls driver. They had a bit of a collision. And this time, maybe Fouls driver has some sort of revenge scheme that he wants to do. Fouls driver now just under 8/10 away from J Trimmer. And J Trimmer's had an awful exit out of that corner. Out of the Ronex corner. And down into the chicane they're going to go. Will Fouls driver try and go down the inside. Oh, he's going to be pushing J Trimmer through that chicane. And he's definitely got a very good exit out of there. And he's also got the slipstream behind the bread box. Fouls driver, he's going to be looking down the inside most likely. Oh, J Trimmer, they're going to be holding the inside line, but Fouls driver might pull a bit of a dive bomb. That was not a dive bomb, that was just hitting the wall. Well, now he's got Anton Galmetzer. Oh no, that's not Anton Galmetzer, that is somebody else. That is Alberto Ramirez behind them, trying to unlap themselves. Fouls driver is going to be under pressure from a lapped car. Interesting. Well, down the inside goes Alberto Ramirez. No, they don't. What is up with this guy? He wants to go down the inside. He doesn't go down the inside. Well, now hopefully Fouls driver's got enough space and patience to keep it behind J Trimmer without crashing into them. But I feel like this is not going to be the case for long, as they go into the same corner that they had the collision with. And Fouls driver was absolutely tiptoeing around. Zabo now takes the lead from Camille Taha, by the way. Oh, Martin Ducon just missing the corner over there, but Fouls driver, he's got Alberto Ramirez behind him. He's got J Trimmer in front of him. It is the FedEx car versus the two DHL cars or vans as they head into the sharp right-hander. They're all pretty much 90 degrees turns, so not a lot of uniqueness to this track. And Alberto Ramirez just trying to hang behind these guys as a Fouls driver is going to go down the inside of J Trimmer. And that was a completely out of the blue overtake. J Trimmer having an awful exit out of that corner and giving the position to Fouls driver. And now Alberto Ramirez is going to be trying to unlap himself from J Trimmer. I don't think that's going to be happening anytime soon. Right, let's go for the battle at the front. Camille Taha, just over 2/10 behind Laszlo Slabo, and Slabo just goes straight into the wall. Looks like a driver error, or maybe even a mechanical error. That was completely unexpected. And is Camille Taha slowing down for Laszlo? I'm not even sure at this point. It sounded like they were slowing down. Well, now they got Dominik Kuczniewski behind them. Janis Kling behind Dominik. And Laszlo just going to be trying to catch up to the back of this group as well. Janis Kling now trying to go side by side into this corner. And, oh, well, that was a pretty easy overtake. And now they got Camille Taha in front of them. It's going to be a three-way battle for P1. And they're going to be going 3 wide into this corner. Obviously, Camille Taha sadly suffering from no slipstream. And Janis Kling was given all the slipstream. Now look at this. It's brought El Slabo into this fight. And now Camille Taha is falling from first to third to possibly fourth, as Slabo is now going to be fighting absolute to the death to get his position back. And it's actually brought Geir Axlin into this fight as well. 6 laps complete. They're going to be heading over to their 7th lap right now. No, nothing going on there. Delivery pack racing. Yeah, it is amazing. Janis Kling, please stop talking in the chat while you're leading the race. I know. That is genuinely making me sick. Alright, Janis Kling, just over a second gap. And Geir just overtook them for 3rd place. Laszlo also getting overtaken for 4th by Camille Taha. As they go into the uphill section of this track, Camille Taha is probably not too happy, losing just 4 positions in a span of a lap. What was once a definite victory is now going to be a hard work for 8 laps. So they're just under halfway done with this race. And they're going to be going through 3 wide again into the next couple of corners. And remember, this is the corner where Fowles Driver and J Trimmer had their collision, and Slabo is going to be on the inside of Camille Taha, and that was a very nice overtake. And it's going to set him up for an overtake on Geir Axlin as well. Look at this train. You could connect them by string. Camille Taha, though, they're going to be having a better exit as they have the slipstream of Geir Axlin. And possibly going to be sending a nice dive bomb, a nice delivery bomb on the inside of Geir Axlin. And yes, they do. And that might spin them out. No, that actually made Geir Axlin go nearly into the side of El Shabo. And that promoted Camille Taha into 3rd. Very nice overtake. Is pit stop mandatory? No, it's not. You don't have to do a pit stop at all. And I don't think you need to, but, you know, if you have too much damage, then you might want to. I will say this isn't the cleanest race so far, but it is by far the most action-packed. As Janis Kling just extends their lead by 3.4 seconds. Beautiful bit of driving. And now Geir Axlin is going to be trying to get the position back from El Chavo. Probably thinking that his position has been completely robbed from him. And in any case, there won't be any stewarding anyway, so whatever goes, goes. So if you want to overtake somebody, you really have to be ruthless with it. You really need to commit to the overtake and send it. So just letting everybody who's watching, who's racing, know that if you want to overtake somebody in these transits, you really do have to send it. Which is what Shabo is going to be trying to do on Camille Taha. Right, let's look a bit down the field. We've got Anton Galmetzer and still J Trimmer fighting for P8. Camille Taha has now been overtaken by El Chabo. It looks like there was a collision just as we went away. Look at that. We went away for just like under a minute. And straight away we miss the point, the breaking point where Camille Taha and El Chabo collided, which promoted Fowles Driver into 5th place, and actually promoted Jerome Cashier into 6th place. So Chabo not having the greatest of recoveries, and Janis Kling setting beautiful lap times, extending their lead now to 4.8 seconds. Camille Taha now, ooh, first person to go into the pits, eh? Not sure if they're going to be able to recover from pitting. Maybe they've got way too much damage. Seems like everybody's got damage though, so not sure what the point of that is. Right, who has the fastest lap? No clue, it does not say. Right, that's great. That's great to know. But Laszlo Slabo still trying to gain onto the back of Jerome Cashier, but so far failing to do so. Jay Trimmer might be catching up to the back of them, but not close enough yet. Camille Taha now is just, exited the pit. We've got oh, who is that? Who's catching them? It's just another random DHL truck. Great. El Shabo still trying to catch the back of Jerome Cashier, and doing an okay job of doing that now. They're catching a bit. The gap is now just over a second away. As they come through the crucial corners. And El Shabo now. Laszlo Shabo now getting super close to the back of Jerome Casher, and in the background Anton Galmetzer is super close to the back of Jay Trimmer. So close that they could be one truck. They could be one massive truck if they wanted to. And will Anton Galmetzer send it down the inside of Jay Trimmer into the first corner? He's gaining a lot on him, and into the first corner he actually does look down the inside, and that intimidated Jay Trimmer so much that they went wide. And that was a great dummy move by Anton Galmetzer, and that promoted him into 7th place. Well done to him. Yanis Kling still extending their lead. Now the lead is just over 8.8 seconds. And Anton Galmetzer is now being chased by Jay Trimmer, who completely plummets it into the wall. That is very unlucky for him. Oh, and a bit of a spin for Anton Galmetzer, where he saves it just before crashing into the wall. Laszlo Shabo still on a mission to catch the back of Jerome Cashier. Yeah, Jerome Cashier, the person who's also been talking in chat while driving. Great. Not something that I'd ever recommend at all. Look at that. Geyer Axlin setting a very quick 2:47 lap, and he is gaining on the back of Dominik Kuczneski. Don't text and drive, kids, says Jerome Cashier as he texts and drives. And Geyer Axlin gets it ever so close as they head into the final stage of this race. Just 4 laps to go before we get to crown our leader the winner. And Camille Taha getting overtaken by Alberto Ramirez. No, getting overtaken, yeah, by Alberto Ramirez. What am I on about? Right, El Shabo and Jerome Cashier now getting very close to each other as well. Jerome Cashier getting close to Fowles Driver, our last time out Nordschleifer winner. And Jerome Cashier getting ever so close to the Fowles Driver as they come through the chicane. Jerome Cashier now in the slipstream of Fowles Driver, all setting very nice lap times. And Geir Axlin and Dominik Kuczynski trading their positions. Now Geir Axlin getting ahead of Kuczynski, and Jerome Cashier getting overtaken by Shabo, but he is going to take that position back from the DHL driver. Gets it overtaken again by El Shabio. Shabo, not Shabio. Shabo. And Dominik Kuczynski taking the position back from Geir Axlin. Axlin, yeah. And Laszlo Shabo now going to be pressuring Fowles Driver for fourth place. I'm used to Camille Taha being up at the top, but now they're right at the bottom. Look at that, Laszlo Shabo in the slipstream of the FedEx truck. Now going side by side. Any sort of side drafting, is that going to be working here? It looks like it will, because Laszlo Shabo is going to be overtaking them before they even get to the corner. There we go, cutting straight in front of Fowles Driver. And trying to catch Geir Axlin in the 3 laps that he has remaining. Or even defend from Fowles Driver, because he's had a horrible exit out of that corner. Janus Kling, though, they have a very demanding 15.6 second lead over P2 of Dominik Kuczynski, sorry. And these 3 are fighting non-stop, but there is also Geir Axlin, who is fighting non-stop with Dominik Kuczynski, and they're going to be going side by side into the next couple of corners if they keep this up. No, they won't. Geir Axlin, though, he'll be trying to go down the inside into the next corner. No, I don't think he's daring enough to do that. Right. Now there is the straight line speed potential. Well, I'll say straight line speed. I don't think there's any in these cars. Let's return to our other battle with Files Driver and Laszlo Szabo. Looks like Laszlo Szabo has actually overtaken Files Driver for 4th place. Now Jerome Casher is going to be trying to go and, you know, catch up to these guys, because he's been kind of excluded from the battle. That's not what we like to see. We don't like to see anybody getting excluded from the fun. So Jerome Casher is just going to send it very nicely down the inside, cut in front of Files Driver. And Files Driver does not like that one bit. He's going to be trying to retaliate into these next corners. Will he be able to do the old switcheroo? I don't think he does. But Files Driver, he is looking at every single corner, and Jerome Casher, as it seems, has got him. As we go to our penultimate corner, penultimate lap. And into the penultimate lap, Janis Kling has a 17-second lead over Dominik Kuczynski and Geir Axlin. Geir Axlin now. Still, oh, we have cut to some juice. As Dominik Kuczynski spinning around. And giving a position to Geir Axlin, but then taking that position back from him. I don't think there was any prior collision to that. It was definitely very weird, though. These two, though, continuing to fight for 2nd place. And that is giving Janis Kling all the time that he needs. They need. To run away with the lead. A race of vans, lol. Yeah, well. It's actually turned out to be one of the best races we've had in a long while. Yeah, maybe, you know, the endurance races are, you know, very big and grand and have a lot of participants and a lot of drama over the period of a long time. But in terms of sprints, this has been an amazing race so far, as these chaps come across the line to start their final lap. And Geir Axlin still trying to go down the inside of Dominik Kuczniewski, and Dominik just covering the inside line. Didn't need to do so though, as Geir Axlin was a bit too far back to be fighting for that position. Jerome Kasia now super close to Laszlo Szabo. This is the final lap, boys, so do what you need to get the position. So Jerome Kasia, hopefully it's mostly clean, but you know, I won't be mad if it isn't. If you have to send it, then absolutely send it, mate. And oh, Jerome hitting the wall though in a bit. Getting out of shape. Didn't think he's going to be catching Laszlo Szabo this lap or this race at all. But Geir Axlin, oh, they're fighting so hard for second place. And that has also given Laszlo Szabo some potential to get the final podium position. Don't know if he will, don't know if they will try to do so, but Geir Axlin has been struggling all race so far. Everybody's windshield's completely broken. Visibility is not great. But it looks like Laszlo Szabo is not going to be able to overtake Geir Axlin, and you can look at Jannis Kling, who's going to be clenching their first race win in our Assetto Corsa races. Well done to the DHL driver. But we are going to be cutting back to Dominik Kuczniewski, Geir Axlin, Laszlo Szabo, and Jerome Kasia, all in a massive battle for second. Dominik Kuczniewski, though, needs to get an amazing exit out of here in order to keep second place. Ooh, is it good enough? Geir Axlin. Oh, that is going to be such a close end to the race. But Dominik does take second place from Laszlo Szabo and Jerome Kasia in fifth. Fowles driver also taking sixth place. Anton Galmetzer taking 7th, and Jay Trim are going to be taking 8th place in just a couple minutes. In a couple seconds, sorry. There we go. Takes 8th place. Adrian Weaver's going to take 9th. And Martin Ducon is fighting with Alberto Ramirez. He's going to be taking 10th place and 11th respectively. Camille Taha has taken 12th. Started first, finished last. Not the best race ever. Martin Ducon now is still ahead of Alberto Ramirez. Alberto Ramirez, I think, is 2 laps behind though on Martin Ducon, so I don't think that he's going to be able to affect his lap race at all. And there we go. Martin Ducon takes 10th place, and Alberto Ramirez takes 11th. I'm not sure what Alberto Ramirez is trying to do here. As a DHL truck is just... Oh, okay. Well, no more packages for you, boys. No more packages for you. Well, that was a pretty fun race. Let's say it's had more the turbo on these things. Yeah, I've heard it. It's amazing. And that was definitely a fun race. Definitely different from what we're used to. There's Janus Kling just showing us around the track. Trying to do some donuts, it looks like. Yep. That is donuts in a, in a transit van, just going in circles. Beautiful donuts. What is Janus Kling doing? Speeding down the intersection. Hold on, maybe this race isn't over. Maybe everybody else has left. The race isn't even over. Or maybe Janus Kling is just doing a bit of a celebratory lap. You can hear that turbo, very nice. Camille Taha saying that was fun. Yeah, it was fun. It was not usual to see you go from first to last. As Janus Kling just puts it into the pit. And there we go. Janus Kling in. Oh, I got suspension damage, which ruins. Oh, which ruined it for me. Oof. Suspension damage is definitely not what you want on these awful cars. But it has been a pleasure having you here. You can have a look at my BMW. Rev it up a bit. And fastest lap goes to Camille Taha. Yes, it actually does. Camille Taha gets the fastest lap of the race. Unfortunately finishing last though. So not great. 247.0, yeah, that is a speedy lap. A speedy lap. But it's been a pleasure having you here with me, and I hope to see you next week for Barcelona in the GT3s and for the reverse grid race at Silverstone as well on Sunday. But yeah, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next